말이 나 널 웃게 해줄 사람 나 기분 네가 좋아 전율의 밤 터질 것 같아 숨 막히는 이 순간 위아래로 upside down 온 세상을 뒤집은 날 심했던 날 들보다 watch gotta watch me We're like a thunder 물태려 deep inside 진하게 물들여 I feel like What is up, everyone? My name is Tony. Welcome back to my channel where I react to K-pop. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy my reaction. If you do, please consider liking and subscribing. Definitely helps me out. You can also feel free to follow me on Instagram and or Twitter if you are interested. Links are down in the description. I always follow back. And I do want to say that I did change my @ on Twitter to Tony Reacts. I thought it'd be easier to find me that way. I just haven't changed my watermark yet, so definitely will update that as soon as I can. But anyway, back with some OnlyOneOf. I thought that it would be fun to kind of check out some compilations that like I saved a really long time ago but never had the chance to get to. And honestly, it's been a really long time since I've like watched an OnlyOneOf compilation, so I figured why not. So the first compilation, well, I don't really know if I would call this one a compilation. Well, maybe. This one is Let's Talk About OnlyOneOf and Libido. So it's kind of like going over like the whole Libido era, and like the concept and like themes and stuff like that. So I've been really wanting to watch this. I definitely feel like there's probably a lot that I missed in Libido, and I kind of want to get like a better understanding. Like every time I read like your guys' interpretations and like stuff like that, I always get like a different idea of the song, and it makes me think about things differently. So I'm kind of excited to check this out. And then after that, I have OnlyOneOf Moments I think about a lot. So I'm excited to get into this. Just something different. But yeah, let's get into it.
Everyone, it's Bree here. If you're new here, welcome to my channel, and if you're a returning subscriber, hey, welcome back. In today's video, I will discuss OnlyOneOf and their recent comeback, Libido. When the music video dropped yesterday, K-pop fans were buzzing over the release. Some were praising OnlyOneOf for their very daring concept, while other people were very uncomfortable and critical, saying that the whole concept was way too much. In this video, I'll be diving into some background on OnlyOneOf and the nature of their discography, the meaning behind their title track Libido and their mini-album Instincts Part 1, the concept of the music video and the mixed reception they've received from K-pop fans, and what I think of the concept. Is this LGBT?
I definitely, so like here's the thing. I personally think that, I don't want to say like everyone, but I personally think that some people watch OnlyOneOf's discography and watch their music videos and see how shocking some of the choreo and stuff is, and that's the only thing they focus on rather than the message behind the song or, you know, the concepts or the themes that they have going on in their music videos. Like I think they see raunchy choreo and they just automatically like get disgusted by it or get like offended by it, and they're not really paying attention to what they're really talking about. And I think that's really unfortunate because I think OnlyOneOf has a lot of important things to say in their music, and it's frustrating that people are only looking at the shock value rather than what they're really trying to say. And like maybe that's part of what OnlyOneOf is saying. Like, why are you so focused on the shock? Why are you not paying attention to what people are really trying to discuss and the topics that people are really trying to, topics that people are really struggling with, I guess I should say. So I don't know. I just like, it's very frustrating to me, but
LGBTQIA plus representation, or is this sexploitation or queer baiting? Before we get into it, I want to start off with a very quick disclaimer. If you are under 18 and or are uncomfortable with discussions concerning sexuality and sexual situations, please click off this video. I'm grown and I'll be discussing grown things in this video. I also want to say that I'm not a member of the LGBTQIA plus community. I am a straight cis woman, so my intention is not to speak for or over people of the LGBTQ community. Okay, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get right into the video.
I'm saying I don't wanna come down from your love. We'll get lost together like we fight. Don't ever let me come down from your love. From your love. From your baby.
So who is OnlyOneOf? OnlyOneOf is a 7-member boy group under 8D. The members are KB, Love, Rie, Yoojung, Junji, Mill, and Nine. OnlyOneOf made their debut with Time Leap in Savannah in May of 2019, so they could still be considered as a rookie group. I personally discovered OnlyOneOf when I heard their song Dora Maar, and I was very pleasantly surprised because it was really different than a lot of K-pop songs I was hearing at that time. It was very chill and sensual, and I also liked that the song was kind of an ode to the artist Picasso's girlfriend of the same name, Dora Maar. I just loved the mature vibes the group gave off in general, and I thought the choreo was very interesting. So over time, I eventually listened to other songs by OnlyOneOf like Sage, which is a bop by the way, definitely check it out, Angel, and Song of Ice and Fire, and I realized that mature themes exploring taboo, sexuality, and even religion seemed like a very prevalent theme throughout their music, which really piqued my interest because I love overanalyzing themes like that. So for example, in Sage you have lines like "Take my hand, please be my God," with imagery of women portrayed in a goddess deity-like fashion. So remember these themes of sexuality, taboo, and religion because it'll all tie in later. So like I said, I was familiar with OnlyOneOf but never really followed them religiously or stanned them, but as they were preparing for their comeback, Instinct Part 1, I came across their concept photos and well, things got interesting. The concept photos show each member, starting with Mill, but with each member's photo, they remove another article of clothing until we get to Nine, who is shirtless and in the process of unbuttoning his pants. I have to say, I was pretty surprised by this because I'd never seen K-pop concept photos that were this blatant. It definitely surprised me, and I do think that 8D's marketing did work because it did pique my interest in their comeback even though I wasn't a hardcore fan or anything. But you know what they say, sex sells, right? So when OnlyOneOf dropped the teaser for their music video Libido, I'm gonna be straight up with you, I was shocked when I watched both teasers. The first thing that got me was the actual title of the song. I was like, Libido? I'm sure you know that libido is basically your sex drive. So I was like, wow, this is K-pop? Okay, this is new. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying K-pop artists don't sing about sex because they definitely do, but I have personally never seen such a blatant title in K-pop before. So when I watched the teaser,
I also want to mention that because I have also noticed that whenever some of these K-pop groups come out with a sexual song, it's mostly sexual innuendos, right? Like it's not blatant, like I'm talking about sex. Like it's always like interpreted that way, if that makes sense. Like you know what they're talking about, but they don't outright say it. You know what I mean? Like I've noticed that most K-pop songs are like that. It's never like blatant, you know what I mean? And that's why I personally respect OnlyOneOf because they have been so blatant about sexual desire, sexual appetite, and the mixed feelings and emotions that we get whenever we feel that way and we have those, you know, and we have those like instincts, you know what I mean? Like I personally think that OnlyOneOf took that next step in K-pop, you know what I mean? Like I don't know how to describe it honestly, but I just think that they kind of like came out here saying like if we're going to talk about this, we're going to be clear about it. We're going to be straightforward about it. And I have a lot of respect for that,
I
personally.
kind of knew what to expect going by the title. I just didn't know how far the music video would actually go. But the visuals in the teaser were stunning, so I knew I would watch the music video to see exactly what the concept would be like, and more importantly, I wanted to hear the song. Okay, so now let's get into the music video. It was quite an experience. First of all, the cinematography was drop dead gorgeous, point blank. It really felt like I was watching a very artsy indie film instead of a music video, and the members pulled off the concept so well. I think they have great chemistry and they look great together aesthetic wise. As far as the song itself, it sounded very experimental and it reminded me of Lady Gaga's art pop album or Stray Kids Side Effects. The song was pretty intense and it definitely sticks out to me when compared to other K-pop songs I've heard recently. Okay, but now let's talk about what some people had an issue with: the touching, the skinship, the longing stares, and the choreography. If you read the description of the music video on YouTube, there's actually a synopsis of Libido stating,
I find it interesting that some of these K-pop stans are so like gung-ho about ships and the groups that they like, and how, and oh, they're showing skinship, and like they're just so obsessive over some of these ships sometimes. And then when a group actually comes out with a music video showing intense skinship and intimacy, and then all of a sudden it's weird. It's, how could you do that? It's, you know what I mean? Like, it's judgment. Like, I just find that very telling, if you know what I mean. I hope that makes sense. But
the title
anyway.
track Libido shares the boy's impulsive mind through the expression of Sigmund Freud. The mind's energy, libido, is considered as a feeling that shouldn't be openly talked about in real life and should be concealed, so its existence is often denied. However, the more the boy tries to suppress libido, the stronger it gets, and the more impact it has on his subconscious. So if you're not
I also want to say, like, as someone who has their bachelor's degree in psychology and studied like general psychology, it's research has shown that the more that we tone down and hide our libido, that's why sexual deviance happen. You know what I mean? Usually perverts, you know, people who do sexual deviant stuff, like, I don't know how to describe it, but you know what I mean. Like, you know, the creepy guys out there who just make everything sexual. Like, usually sexual deviance is a repercussion of growing up in an environment where talking about sex and talking about your libido and sexual appetite was like a no-go. Like, you did not discuss that. That was inappropriate. Like, you were judged harshly if you did talk about anything dealing with sex. And research has shown that if you grow up in that type of environment, that tends to cause sexual deviancy in people. So also something else I find interesting.
not familiar with Sigmund Freud, he was basically the father of psychoanalysis and is famous for exploring human nature and the subconscious. To Sigmund Freud, libido wasn't defined as a purely sexual subconscious desire. Freud actually defined libido as the energy that comes from drives or instincts that direct our behavior. But in the context of this song, I definitely think that Only One Of was referring to a more sexual desire. Going by the synopsis, it sounds like the song is talking about the temptation of a certain desire that the members are trying to suppress, but at the end of the day, they can't ignore it and it becomes real, even though it's taboo and not openly talked about. So when I read that synopsis, watched the music video, and put two and two together, I was like, oh, this is gay. This is very gay. To me, it was telling the story of an LGBTQ person's experience. So if you look at the lyrics of Libido, there's nothing really explicit, but it clearly depicts a situation of wanting someone and accepting your desires, and you can see the boys portray that with each other through their choreography. After reading some tweets on Twitter and some online community posts, some K-pop fans, especially some K-netizens, felt that the choreography and some scenes in the music video were way too much and provoked discomfort, specifically pointing to certain parts of the choreo, like where one of the members' hands moves over another member's crotch, and just a lot of touching, etc. overall.
See, I personally think that was the point. Like, I think the point was that we're still in a time where people are uncomfortable with homosexuality. And I think they were making that I think these dance moves made it obvious how uncomfortable a lot of people are still with homosexuality and homosexual acts and seeing gay couples out and about holding hands, being lovey-dovey, what have you. Me personally, I think that was the point, but of course, I don't know that for sure.
Now, I have to say, the little crotch grab did kind of throw me off too. It wasn't really necessary, so to say, but if that's what they felt comfortable doing, then fine. These netizens were also shocked when OnlyOneOf performed the choreography on M Countdown, commenting on how revealing their outfits were, and again commented on the choreography being too explicit. Now, even though I can see the concept might have made some people uncomfortable, I can't help but to point out the fact that hypersexual concepts have happened in K-pop so many times before, even between same-sex idols. Off the top of my head, interactions between groups like SHINee, Super Junior, VIXX, Ace, and even Red Velvet come to mind. For example, when Monster by Red Velvet's Irene and Seulgi dropped last year, I remember noting their chemistry, but I don't remember seeing anyone complain about the nature of the music video. On top of that, other idols have had sexy concepts, including choreography alone, or with opposite-sex idols, sometimes having to modify their performances for live Korean television, and no one seems to complain about that. So what's the real issue here? I also saw some people online saying that the concept was queer baiting. Like I mentioned before, I'm straight, so I don't want to speak for or over queer people, but from what I understand, queer baiting is a marketing technique for fiction and entertainment in which creators hint at but then do not actually depict same-sex romance or other LGBTQ representation. I would argue that we can't really define the libido concept as queer baiting because we're not talking about fictional characters here, we're talking about idols. And on top of that, to be honest, we actually don't know their sexualities. We can't assume if they're straight or part of the LGBTQ community because we just don't know. Other people complained that the boys were being exploited and that they were being forced by their company to do overly sexual concepts. I wondered about this too, and I thought of other K-pop groups who have been victims of this in the past, such as the girl group Stellar. But according to many fans, the boys have a lot of creative liberty and come up with their choreography themselves. So if they're comfortable with the clothing, choreography, etc. and want to do it, can we really say they're being exploited? Now that said, I commend OnlyOneOf for coming up with such a daring concept. I think their intention was definitely to have people buzzing about them, but at the same time, the concept of libido isn't too far off from their previous concepts. So should we really be surprised? They've done suggestive choreo before, but at the same time, I can't help but to worry about OnlyOneOf for a few reasons. What's next for them? This music video pretty much pushed the boundaries in the K-pop scene. So how will they continue from here? Will their fans expect them to continue with concepts like these, or will this concept be a standalone? Also, what about their success domestically? We know that South Korea is still quite conservative when it comes to many social issues, and many K-netizens express their distaste for the concept. I can't help but wonder if they'll be taken seriously in Korea, or if they've ruined their image domestically. I hope not. And I also wonder if this will cause them to rely solely on international fans, which might not be a good thing. I also want to mention that their management does have a tendency to have the boys do things to get attention from potential fans. If you're not familiar with Junji, he's the member with long hair and bangs. During a recent appearance on KBS Joy's Ask Anything, the host asked Junji about his hair, asking if he could see. Junji actually said no and went on to complain about the difficulties while doing everyday activities with his long hair. Junji explained that he had to hold a member's hand to move and even needed help finding the door when he arrived at the film set. Quote, I had to hold a member's hand when walking up the stairs to the stage. When I'm on the stage, I danced while looking at the floor. I did look forward when it was my part, but I still couldn't see much. Junji expressed that he was worried about cutting his hair because he was afraid his group wouldn't be recognized without his signature look. That kind of alarms me, to be honest, because it did make me wonder if 8D had been encouraging Junji to keep his hair like that so OnlyOneOf could get more attention, even though not being able to see properly is a huge inconvenience to Junji's everyday life. It looks like he's cut his hair now, which is great, but it made me wonder what else the company is pushing the boys to do for recognition. I mean, they are still a very small group. Some people actually refer to them as a nuku group or a group that no one really knows. So could the company potentially be pushing them to do things so they will gain more recognition and become successful? Could the company expect them to do concepts like these for their entire career? And finally, could it be detrimental or selling themselves short to just be known as the group who does really sexy concepts? To wrap things up, I think Libido fits with the overall theme of the album, Instinct Part 1. Each track on the albums tells a story, from accepting your subconscious desires with Libido, to following your intuition and falling in love with Instinct, exploring the dark and obsessive side of love with Libido, and Tear of God, the story of an individual talking to God after indulging in his impulse. I think to fully understand the concept of the song and music video, you need to look at the album as a whole and also have an understanding of the rest of OnlyOneOf's discography. Of course, this concept and music video isn't for everybody, but I don't think OnlyOneOf intended for the concept to be liked and accepted by everyone in the first place. They are clearly going the road less traveled and going for a more artsy, taboo side of K-pop, discussing sexuality and accepting yourself for who you are. And in my opinion, they should be free to do so. I also want to close by saying, although some people were offended or made uncomfortable by the video, I think it's great that some members of the LGBTQ community felt included and represented and felt that their stories were being told through the Instinct Part 1 album. I wish we could see more of that in K-pop, and who knows, maybe OnlyOneOf is paving the way for that to happen. Anyway guys, that's it for the video. Please comment your thoughts on OnlyOneOf's concept for the title track, Libido. Libido really threw me for a loop and made me think, and that's so refreshing when you start feeling like so many K-pop concepts have been done over and over again. So thanks so much for watching, and if you liked this video, please make sure to subscribe, ring the bell, and give this video a thumbs up. See you in the next video. Bye!
I definitely, me personally, I definitely think that OnlyOneOf, like, has really started to pave the way for, like, a different outlook on music and concepts, and I don't know, I'm trying to find my words. I definitely think that OnlyOneOf's music is important, and I think that it's honestly like the perfect time to come out with music like this, because from what I've seen recently, it's, I mean, definitely South Korea isn't as forward thinking as we would like it to be, but I definitely think that changes are happening there from what I've seen. I mean, I think we're seeing a lot more LGBTQ plus idols from there. I literally just retweeted a thread that somebody made of queer idols who have come out as bisexual, trans, you know, stuff like that, which I thought was really, really interesting. And I also think that a lot more groups are becoming a lot more brazen about their thoughts on LGBTQ plus. Like, I know there's other groups that have also been okay with taking pride flags, mentioning LGBTQ plus and how love is love and stuff like that. So I definitely think that, like, these up and coming idols are being a lot more open-minded about things like this, and I hope OnlyOneOf continues to kind of spearhead that open-mindedness and positivity for the LGBTQ plus. Me personally, I definitely think that it's happening. But anyways, I enjoyed that little video. It was really interesting to kind of hear her thoughts and analysis on Libido. Finally got to it. I've been wanting to watch that for a while, to be honest with you. Okay, let's get into OnlyOneOf moments I think about a lot. Yeah, they are a weird group, but I love them. They're weirdos, but I fucking love them. They're weird in a really good way.
나 나노 찾고 하려고 그랬는데 나노가 왜 없어졌네?
나노가 없어졌어요?
나노가 지금 어디로 출장 갔나 봐.
나노가 그 나노가 분홍 친구인가?
나노가 약간 분홍색에
네.
대체 그렇게 하면 뭘 보여주겠다는 거죠?
마스크 좀 내려줄 수 없나요?
제 분위기를 보여주는 거죠.
또
Showing off my
마스크 좀
vibes.
내려주면
No difference.
똥을 먹었는데 소문이 안 나는 게 좋은 것 같아요. 아니지. 그럼 제가 똥을 먹게 되는 거잖아요.
What?
신다 가위바위보.
오늘 저녁 어떻게 드셨어요?
오늘 치킨이랑 피자랑 이렇게 나가지고.
예. 예.
유정.
오! 근데 이거 살짝 좀 위험한데 유정 씨 지금 저희 스타일리스트 분들의 시선이 느껴지시나요? 방송하면서 몇 번을 흘리셨죠?
내가 묻히지 말랬지.
저 실장 일어나 계시거든요.
근데 진짜 야무지게 먹을란다.
와 이거 어떻게 먹어? 말이 돼? 이거 잠시만요. 한 각을 한 번만. 아 갑니다. 씹어줘? 갈게요.
누나 그렇게 힘들게 먹는데? 형형 콧구멍.
Wow, 유정.
캥거루다 캥거루다.
형 뛰어보세요.
아니 규씨. 아니 몸이 무슨 일이
반지는 뭔가요?
아 형 열심히 할게. 빨리 도망가. 민수야 이거 3.5.
뒤로 좀 가주세요.
3.5.
Oh my god.
민수야 7.5.
Cuban cracks me up so much.
형 완전 맞춰준 거야 명수야. 어?
형
명수 안 쓰고. 아 명수 명수야.
아 형 근데 아까 3.5라면서 갑자기 7.5.
형 진짜예요?
아 미안해. 명수야 아 미안하다. 미안해. 어? 미안해.
저번으로 전화.
미안해.
자 나이스 다 됐나요?
제가 안 걸리는 루트로 설정했어요.
아 이거 내가 봤을 때 너 안 걸리잖아. 그럼 진짜 100% 너가 조작을 한 겁니다. 자 그러면 규빈 형부터 출발해 주세요.
여러분 그냥 바로 가는 겁니다.
뭐야?
아, 일단 규빈 형 아니에요.
규빈 형 갔어야 되는데.
오 각인데?
아 리에도 아니에요. 아 준지도 아니야.
저기 새벽 남았대. 아
일단 저는
여기서
아니에요.
네가 살지? 그럼 바로 너는 이거 솔직히 다시 해야 돼. 이거 너가 살면 조작이다.
왜요?
자 그러면 유정 씨 먼저 갑시다.
갑니다.
야 잠시만.
다시 가봐.
아싸 일단 이유정 당첨. 자 나인 씨. 아 여기 다 있습니다 여기. 밀인가 나인인가?
나로 갈게요.
What the heck? It was completely erased.
누가 더 끄었어 이거? 누가 몇 개 끄었어요?
여러분 유정 나인 당첨 축하드립니다.
아 이거 누가 끄었어?
자 그러면 새벽에 자 여러분 새벽에 옵시다. 안녕. 유정.
안전정대 참여해 주신 분들.
This bro's like, I'm going back to sleep.
내가 왜 지성을 왜 하필 나 혼자 산다 이시영 편을 보면서 또 분명 웃었으면 좋겠다. 절대 웃네.
그래도 어떻게 보면 이 모든 일의 시발점은 이좀 왜 웃는데? 여러분들 이따가 산에서 만나요. 안녕.
3 hours later.
자 우리 오늘 반디원정대. 자 손 한번 흔들어 주세요. 역시 우리 시카 매니저 형.
Fellowship of the Ring.
고생 많았습니다. 아 잠시만요 우리 소원 빌자.
제발.
약간 얼음과 불 같아 지금.
그러게.
저희는
Why? Yes, Junji. Pop off.
손을 소독하는 일은 제 마음의 때까지 지워지는 것 같아서 즐겁습니다. 꼼꼼히 발라줍니다. 박력 수칙을 잘 지키기 위해서 세니타이저를 바릅니다.
Cuban is so extra. Like KB is literally just so extra. Like I have no other words.
제 마음에 나약했던 예술 정신을 씻어냅니다.
여기도 망사, 여기도 망사, 엉뚱 망사, 천국이로다. 또 다른 망사.
네, 마지막으로 우리 올리언오브의 비주얼 신규빈 씨가 입장하십니다. 아, 규빈 씨 아니네요? 규빈? 아, 이거 네.
토핑이 특별하다.
아, 토핑이.
왜냐면 유부초밥은 정말 유부만 있는데
네.
여기는 새우랑 날치알, 또 제가 새우도 되게 좋아해요. 갑각류 새우튀김.
형 방금 유부초밥 4개 먹더니 또 먹어요? 4개 먹고 또 먹나 보네. 진짜 대박이야. 라면도 먹었었는데. 와우.
Oh god.
제가 93점으로 통과를 했거든요.
아, 진짜요?
100점 만점이요. 혹시 몇 점이에요?
네?
운전 학원에서 몇 점으로 통과했어요?
저는 필기 시험 한번 떨어졌어요.
Low space.
오, 잘해?
나도 잘해.
잘해?
오, 완전 예쁘다.
팔 길면 잘하는 건가?
팔인 것 같아.
나도 괜찮아.
영수 연정에 안 하고 있어. 숨었어. 영수 손이 진짜 작고 귀엽거든.
이거 혹시
네 맞습니다. 뭐야 이게?
They really are so small. Oh.
저는 원래 초반에는 이렇게 매너를 하는 편인데 원래 제 할리갈리가
이거 물개입니다.
오, 잘하는데? 오, 좋네요. 아우 시끄러.
Yu-Chung is just sitting there like.
턴을 돌다가 저도 모르게 콧물이 조금 나와가지고. 뭐야?
나 봤어.
이런 비하인드.
아니에요.
나 봤어.
나
봤어. 나 봤어.
아, 말 끝까지 들으세요.
네.
날라가진 않았어요.
I caught it though.
날라가진 않았어.
내가 먼저 잡았어.
일단 누구 파트였지? 근데 미리가 이거 제가 이렇게 썼단 말이에요. 근데 오른쪽 코 쪽에 콧물이 살짝 맺혀가지고 요즘
아, 나 맞은 게 그게
안 날라갔다고.
그러니까 내가 이거를 잡아서 일단 던졌는데 라인에 맞았어. 라인이 맞았어.
나 맞았어.
절대 날라가지 않았어.
나는 못 봤어.
그래서
I tasted it.
맞다지 맞다.
Oh, I can't with them.
우리가 서로 싹 되었는데 세 분 계셔. 그럼 어떻게?
If we enter the event hall and what?
우리가 서로
And there are only 3 people.
싹 되었는데 세 분 계셔. 그럼 어떻게?
Aww. That was so cute. When is he not though?
인형이도 한번 찍어주세요. 아주 귀여운데? 네? 모나,
리자,
와이,
파이,
연지,
곤지,
바리, 스타,
홀,
발레, 파킹, 오, 박엔, 세일, 오, 블루. 횡단, 보도, 알콩, 달콩, 국어,
사전.
호, 홀, 초능, 역자, 오, 아카, 데미, 매니, 큐어, 오, 하모,
9. threat.
러브라는 친구는 숙소에 무기를 둔다고. 정확히 검증하셨습니다. 뿐만 아니라 연습실에도 제가
Not just his room, but the what?
뿐만 아니라 연습실
The practice room as well.
하다 보면 바로는 그 무기의 이름이 엑스칼리버라고 합니다. 한번 지나가면은
그리고 제가 또 부산 바로 이제 그 별명이 있다고 약간 삼성동 탕구리라고 해가지고
뼈다귀를 가지고
다닌다는
갈비뼈를 먹고 뼈를 아주 곱게 발라서 그걸 들고 하루 종일 멤버들을 그래 근데 제보가 있어. 피해가 있더라고. 설마 그 피해자분의 갈비 아니에요? 두둥. 이거 진짜 경찰서 불러? 이거 진짜 이거 수사해야 될 것 같은데? 이 사람? 경찰서죠.
Okay. Oh, so they're in like characters. Okay. I mean,
안 닿게 조심하세요. 알겠어요? 저는 음방 할 때 동안 당신과 입술에 한 번이라도 닿을 수 있도록 한번 노력해 볼게요. 안 닿도록이 아니라? 닿도록. 닿도록? 예스. 그러면 막방을 한번 기대해 주세요.
at least as normal as it can get. Oh, this lot. This sounds about right, to be honest with you.
올리오노브의 무대전 운동 방법. 시작. 한 명이 빨라지면 안 돼요. 그러면 내 영상만 한다.
오늘도 운동을 하는
As usual.
한시도 이렇게 운동을 게을리하지 않는다. 자, 시작.
I missed what that said. I'm sorry. I know they did. It still counts.
아무 생각 안 합니다. 힘들다. 난 생각만 합니다.
Nine just looking at the camera. I literally can't with them.
이게 바로 합동.
유정이의 의상의 포인트 뭐예요?
날개가 제가 사실은 저도 날개가 있거든요.
I can't.
뭐한 친구들이요? 사랑하는 사이에요?
KB.
분이 감정 제일이 바신 거 같아요. 제일 감정이 바신 거 같은데 지금.
It's creeping so hardcore.
오케이 컷. 네 좋습니다. 숨을 왜 이렇게 크게 쉬어? 변태 아니야 이거 진짜. 미쳤나봐. 내가 발라주는데. 아니 저렇게 표정 쉬는 소리를 내. 나 너무 웃겨. 나도 네 표정 보는데 네가 인간을 했다고 진짜.
와
오!
이거 어려워 있어. 이게 어려워. 와
드디어 가르치는 보람이 있네요.
아주 특별한 이번 상 꾸러기상의 수상은 가보도록 하겠습니다. 아, 이분이 받으셨네요. 누굽니까? 올리언오브의 센터 중심 규빈일까요?
누구?
어디갔어? 아, 우리 막내 잘한다. 우리 나이 잘한다.
풀리지 않는 미스터리 사건부터 헤어나올 수 없는 블랙홀 사건까지 사건 압축 파일.
이게 보니까 3년 전 일어난 일명 악마의 공 사건.
Oh, I think I watched this. Yeah, I watched this.
저희가 해결을 할 수가 없었어요.
사건을 조사할 때 당시에 굉장히 소름 너무 돋았어요.
Wasn't it Mel who like kept finding it and bringing it back or something?
악마에게 시인 줄 알았어. 러브 씨가 굉장히 설정했어요.
아 이렇게 도스를.
깨는 방향으로. 네. 3년 전. 3년 전 이제 올리오노브 친구들이 다리 꽂는 거
알겠죠. 우리 같은 동료인데 아무래도 방송이야.
2014년. 올리오노브 친구들이 아주 재밌게 공놀이를 이제 쉬는 시간부터 하고 있었습니다. 야, 우리가 이제 일과를 위해 공을 이제 그만하자, 공놀이 그만하자 하고 밖에 이제 버렸습니다. 이제 그 규빈이라는 친구가 버렸어요. 갑자기 나인이가 그 공을 가지고
놀고 있었던 겁니다.
정말 소름 돋는다. 내가 분명히 밖에 갖다 버렸는데 갑자기 나인이라는 친구가 그 공을 가지고 있다. 나인이가 이번에 더 멀리 버리고 갔어요.
그쵸.
지하철을 타고 한강에 가서 둘리 아시죠? 공을 집어던졌어 한강을. 그리고 딱 왔는데 준지 친구가 그 또 공을
사실은 우리가 연습 방해되고 거울이 깨질 수 있으니 공을 차지 말자. 준지가 갑자기 눈이 이렇게 뒤집힌 줄 알고
With his eyes looking weird.
멋있던 겁니다.
입에 거품 울면서.
신들렸구만.
또 가져버렸습니다.
근데 또 와서 버리고 또 오고 버리고 또 오고.
그걸
그러다가
몇 개월 동안 지속을 했어요.
아니 그럼 데뷔 후에 그 공은 어떻게 된?
데뷔를 하고 나서 이제 수명을 다 해서 이제 제가 돼요. 출처도 그냥 어디 바깥에서 주운 걸로.
맞아. 처음에 우리가 그 친구들이 산 것도 아니래.
이제 진짜 무서운 일이네요. 이거. 근데 내가 한번 가져오긴
이제
했어.
누가 키고 여기 있다. 아니야?
내가 한번 가져오긴 했어.
근데 한 번이 아니잖아.
아 그치 엄청
나머지는
알
수가 없구만.
진짜 기묘한 일이구나.
항상 디아몬드는 몰래 가져와서 다시 음식에 놔두고 또 누가 버리면 그 수영해가지고 또 음식에 놔두고.
너네.
아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 이게 준비됐어 지금부터 갈 때까지 가볼까 가자 오빤 강남스타일 가야죠
Love with the freaking money machine.
오빤 강남스타일 뒤에 보여 강남스타일
Each
오빤 강남스타일 술 마셨나요? 라고. 네.
아유 저희는 정말 완전 매력적인.
네, 저희는 실제로 술을 못 마시는 멤버들이 상당히 많아요.
음주 방송 아닙니다.
제가 요즘 항상 가방에 들고 다니는 딸기잼이에요. 그러니까 숙소 냉장고에 한 박스를 갖다 놓고 매 하루에 5개씩 이렇게 가지고 다니거든요. 먹고 있는데
햄버거에서 딸기잼 찍어 먹어요.
사실 난 딸기잼을 안 좋아하는데.
근데 너무 조금 뿌려가지고 맛이 안 날 것 같아요. 몰라요? 여러분 햄버거에는 딸기잼 아닌가 봐요.
Nine looked like such a kid. Oh. Aww.
최근 재미있게 본 웹드라마는?
이거. 네? 이거요? 저요?
I don't think I've listened to this OST. I do love Ji-woong though.
아 이건 너무 재밌더라고요.
아 이거 진짜 모르면 진짜.
잠잠잠 너의 모든 게.
그게 뭐야? 아이고 큰일 났다.
아이고 너무한 거 아니야?
우리 멤버들 OST 약간 달달해야 돼요. 야 이거 왜 이렇게 다냐? 그러니까 달다.
야,
왜 이렇게 달다?
야, 근데 진짜 달달하다,
야
이거.
고놈 정말 달달하네. 야 고놈 정말 달달하다. 여러분들 힌트를 주시면 안 됩니다.
Yoo-jung is so lost.
잠깐 막간을 여기서 표정 연기 몇 개 보여드릴.
당연하죠.
자, 표정 연기.
네.
자, 갑니다. 하나 둘 셋. 자 하나 둘 셋. 자 하나 둘 셋.
표정 연기 하셔야죠.
제가요.
네네네. 아 표정
Look at you fine as fuck and then what?
제가요.
네네네. 아 표정
눈빛이 너무 치명적이야.
I had a feeling when I watched the music video, I had a feeling that that was them, but I wasn't sure.
저기 대왕새가 하나 오고 있네요.
오케이. 행운의 숫자 3.
나열아.
That's very, very true.
이럴 때일수록 우리 세 명이 모두 머리를 맞대서 한번 잘 생각을 해봐야 됩니다. 하나, 둘, 셋.
머리야. 머리 맞대고 생각해. 머리 맞대고 생각해. 니에 네.
Junji's confused face is so cute.
머리야. 니에 네. 틀렸다. 하나, 둘, 셋. 머리야. 나 있네. 머리 맞대.
아니 내가 나인이 아니니까 말이 안 나.
하나, 둘, 셋. 머리야. 됐어. 오. 됐어. 아직 몰라. 이 아버지 점수가 들어왔기 때문에 아직 몰라. 원팀. 와! 머리 맞대.
That was fun. I enjoyed that. I need more compilations in my life of OnlyOneOf. That was really fun. I love their chaoticness. I think it's so funny. And they're just like so random. But like I can't help but loving it. That is it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. I hope you enjoyed watching with me. Yeah, I'll definitely be back with more next week. I don't know if I'm gonna do compilations or maybe like some vlogs or something like that. There's still a lot of stuff that I want to get to be honest with you. I know there's still like a lot of content that I haven't like checked out yet, but yeah. Alright guys, other than that, I hope you guys stay safe, stay healthy, be yourselves, and have a good day. Bye guys.
너 거짓말처럼 나는 들어 이젠 날카롭게 내 목을 줘 차근차근 떨어지는 feet 준비가 됐다면 내게 몸을 맡겨 걸음걸이마저 다르게 여유를 즐겨 lay back 표정은 덤덤